Bună ziua, bine ați venit la un nou episod al podcastului Baschet.ro. Astăzi, alături de noi, îl avem pe Hakan Demir, antrenorul lui Dinamo București. Hello, Hakan. We are honored to have you here in our podcast. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you very much for your invitation.
So you didn't start the season with Dinamo. You are currently at Dinamo in the playoffs. How did you adapt in Romania? How was the change here?
Yes, the situation was a little unusual because I am the third coach here for the season, and normally the coaches changing is normal in basketball, but as third coach it's not a usual situation. But after when I arrived, first of all, our team has a quality. We have quality players, and we adapt each other very quickly, and we start with winning, and we are still continue on this winning track, and they adapt to my system, to myself, my coaching type, and I adapt to their what they can do on the court and how I have to adapt them. So. And of course, we are in the good club, organized club, serious club. So, and everything became together. And right now, we are on the situation that we wanted since from beginning.
You coached more than 20 years in Turkey, and now you came to a different country. How was your thought process? How did you decide to come here in Romania?
It was my second year in Tofaş Bursa, and we were in okay situation, not bad situation, but something decided each other, and I left from the Tofaş. And for a while I was waiting, and there was some couple offer from somewhere else. But when Dinamo Bucharest offer came to me, and when I saw they insist on me, and we accepted each other conditions. And if you see some teams wants you as hardly and as insistently, and that time you feel you can do something there easily or quickly in there. And I want to be there, that I am preferred and I need it to there. And so I decided, I knew Romanian basketball since around 10 years, because 2 times I came here as coaches to the coaches clinic as speaker, and our basketball federation sent me here. And also I knew a lot of faces, I knew a lot of names, and then I got some information. So then I saw it can be good collaboration between me and the club, and it can be opportunity for both of us. So, and I decided quickly then, and I am arrived here, and the same arriving there, I came to the practice. I moved to the Targıcı game, and everything started very quickly, and good things, and it worked well until today, and I am happy here. And the club is and the team is doing their best, and right now we are in good position each other. I can tell you like this.
So when you came here, Dinamo had a record of 5 wins and 9 losses. You quickly changed the face of the team. You qualified into the playoffs on the 7th position, and now you are in the quarterfinals. 1-1, you are playing the decisive game against Oradea. So what are your plans for this team, not only this season, but maybe in the future?
First of all, before I came here, and I asked a 1.5 year contract, so guarantee contract, and they accepted. And because I didn't want to come here for just 3-4 months and do something and go back, just I want to be there I want to belong for a while, and I want to change. I want to do something better from this. And the club decided this, and I decided this, and until today, what we promised each other, we did. So right now, we are in the 1-1 position in the quarterfinals against Roade, and still, if we can have a chance to win Roade, and we can be top 4. So okay, something happened very quickly, but I have a good team and I have a good club, and for the future, even if nothing happens, if we can eliminate from this series, still we have big hopes for the next season. And these hopes are not about the financial only, about the organizational side, about the player side, young guys, and my aim to make Dinamo Bucharest team, club, in the basketball as a very important team. And center of the also young guys, and I want to produce some young guys too, because I like to play with the domestic guys on the court, and I give them chance, and they use this chance very well. It's nothing only about to win the championships, only play finals or the cups. Also, we can create an identity for Dinamo Bucharest club, and because we are very good junior teams, we are producing players, and so for the future we can tell, everybody can call us as identity. They are producing players and they are winning the games, they are in the respected situation in the league, and so I want to make the club like this.
So I think the fans are curious to find out more about you. You are a new face in Romanian basketball, so let's return a little bit in time. You had quite an unusual path to coaching. So can you tell us a little bit about the beginnings? How did you get involved in basketball? How did you start to love this sport?
Actually, I'm coming from east part of Turkey, and at my years there was no organized basketball in this part where I grew up. But I was watching basketball on TV. I was watching. There was a movie, White Shadow, and at that years I loved basketball, and I felt love into basketball. So then, when I came to the Ankara for the medical school, I was still trying to play, but almost my age was around 18, 19. So I tried to play high-level basketball, but it was a little late for this. So then I started coaching during my medical school, and I am graduated from medical school, Ankara University. I became doctor. Also, I was running junior teams. Also, I was assistant coach junior national team at that years. And then I wanted to stay in basketball life, and I was thinking how I can collaborate with medical and basketball together. That years there was sports medicine. It was beginning of the in the medical hospitals, in the medicine schools. It was beginning. Then I preferred to this sports medicine, and 4 years I got my residency after 4 years. Then I was thinking to run together this to be a doctor and to be a coach in Ankara. But at 1999, I got an offer from Anadolu Efes as full-time assistant coach, and at that year I am resigned from the coach from the doctor job, and I started full-time coaching job. And it was that time. It was for these years. It was crazy decision, and everybody, even my family, didn't like what I did. But it was my passion, and I want to live basketball life instead of medical life, actually. And this is because this kind of choices, you are not choosing any profession. You are choosing a lifestyle because you are changing all your life about medical or basketball. So I prefer that, and then I started with Anadolu Efes. 6 years I was assistant coach there. Then at 2005 I started to be a head coach in the Turkish First League, Super League. Then since 2005 to until this year, 17 years, I am doing head coaching. And I have been in the different clubs in Turkey. 1 year I was in Switzerland. It was around 10 years ago. It was my first foreign coaching experience. And right now, after all those years, all these clubs, I have been in Champions League level. My teams finish 4, 5 in Turkish League in very competitive 3. So after all this experience, I came here, and I am happy to be here. Because I am using all my experiences from that years in Romania, and I think I like my journey.
Well, you described your journey, and I want to go maybe closer. And first, I want to ask you about the white shadow. I've read a great article from New York Times from 2010, which stated that this is the show that actually popularized basketball in Turkey.
Yes.
It was really that big, like everybody was watching and then going on the streets to play.
Yes. At that years, everybody was watching this, and actually Coach Reeves was my idol. I was young, but my idol was not any player. The Coach Reeves was my idol, and since that years, his approach to the players, sometimes hard, sometimes very softly, is like father figure, but sometimes very seriously. And maybe I am still under his impression, you know. And since that years, I was loving basketball, but after I realized I'm loving coaching more than to be a player. So, and really, it changed many lives. This white shadow in Turkey about basketball. So sometimes you need an inspiration from somewhere to how you will find your way, how you will find your path, and it was an inspiration for me to find my way.
So you said that you went to med school. What similarities you see between being a doctor and being a coach?
First of all, to be a doctor, you need a discipline, because every day you have to read, you have to study. Also, you have to approach to the patients and compassionately, honesty, and this kind of, and you have to help them for the cure. You have to find the solutions. There is some similar things you can find with the coaching and this kind of to be a doctor. And also then I got my residency by sports medicine. Also this sports medicine science helped me all aspect of my coaching life. Okay, I little bit started coaching from 10 years behind, I can tell you. I could start earlier, but I went to school and it was hard day. Until 2, 3 a.m. I was studying, then at 6, 7 a.m. I was going to practices. I was taking young guys. I was taking to the camp. I was running from, because I worked every level. I started from schools, camps, and until the national team level. All the levels I passed in coaching, and that's the reason I am hard worker for this basketball life. Also, I learned to be hard worker also, medical school. So I believe I combine everything.
Yes. So instead of choosing maybe a more sure path, like medical maybe is more sure than this unstable field of basketball.
Yes.
You chose to accept the offer from Anadolu Efes. How did you get in touch with them and with Ergin Ataman, who was the head coach at that time?
1 year before, to get this coaching job from Anadolu Efes, I am invited to the States because I was junior national team assistant coach. We went to Mannheim. There was a tournament right there. I had a connection with some college assistant coaches from the States. So one of my friend, and when I was speaking with him, I said 1 year I want to come to States and I want to see college basketball, because in our times college basketball was more important than NBA even for professional levels coaches in Europe. So then after this tournament, I got an offer from Siena College, the coach who was assistant coach for Siena, and he said, Hakan, you can come to us and we can send you invitation. You can stay with us with 1 year as a visitor coach at that time. And also we can, after this, we will have a connection with you, with the Turkish players, and it will be good situation for both of us. And also I was right now in the sports medicine department, and I said, okay, I can come, but also I need to, on the same time, to get some permission from the university, I need some invitation from sports medicine department. And he arranged both, and I got invitation for sports medicine, and I got invitation for coach's job, and I got some support from Basketball Federation. I got support from the university. So 1 year I have been Albany, and Siena College was there. Every day I was visiting first sports medicine, then I was going to practice. I was on the bench, and that year we won Metro Atlantic Conference, and we went to this last 64, and it was good experience for me. Then I came back, and in the summertime I was helping for the coaches clinic. I brought my head coach from Siena College to Turkey. I was translating him. Then that year, head coach was Aydınur in Anadolu Efes. Ergin Ataman was left. He took the Karşıyaka job, and Oktay Mahmudi was the first assistant coach, and their second assistant coach left that time. And Ergin, Ataman, Oktay, they watched my clinic, and then we became more closer at 1999, I think. And then one day Oktay called me. He said, Hakan, we need one assistant coach. Mr. Urs wants to see you, wants to meet you. Would you like to come to visit us for the meeting, for interview? I said okay, and I went there. And since from my first step to Anadolu Efes, I knew I belonged to there. So then we accepted each other. I accepted the offer, and then I came back in Ankara and resigned. The day after, I was almost caught in Anadolu Efes. That's the story.
Nice story. And you had really successful years at Anadolu Efes. In the first 2 years, 2 Euroleague Final Fours. How were that battles with Panathinaikos, with Coach Obradovic? What do you remember about those years?
Actually, we started the season at that year, Mr. Urs. Then he left in 3 months. Then Ataman came from Karşıyaka to Anadolu Efes. Ataman head coach, me and Oktay Mahmudi was assistant coach. And Anadolu Efes was trying to be in Final Four many years, but they couldn't succeed. And this year, it's Ataman's first year, and we went to Final Four, and it was big success. And first time we played against Obradovic that year. Since that year, I am admiring, because he really is biggest coach's mind for me. And we prepared everything for this game, but we prepared a zone, that, we know their zone set plays, and immediately they were start very bad against zone, but then immediately it took some time out. He changed some man-to-man set play to zone set play, and they beat us our zone, and they beat us that time. And the second year also, again, we were in top 8, and he did a lot of things. But my thing is this: many years I followed him, and then he came to Turkey as head coach. I was head coach of Banvit and Tofaş. And in that year, only my team beat Obradovic in Istanbul in Fenerbahce gym and Banvit Bandırma gym. And last year Tofaş, we did the same. So I was following him maybe 20 years and I knew everything anymore. And I was ready for this. So it was great experience to play against Obradovic, against big coaches. You need to always improve. You always need to learn more, and you have to catch them. So these challenges is big for the coaches, for the coaches level. So it was all the years was contributed me a great vision about basketball. And I always pushed myself to have my own system. I didn't want to accept took somebody as system and try to put. I tried to create my own thing. And until that, I'm satisfied myself. I did something that I feel this system is belong to me. And if I keep the system with the good players, better players, I will be more successful. I know this. So of course, it's not finishing. You have to add every day, every year to add yourself. But as the basics of my system, I am satisfied from the situation after all these experiences.
But how does a coach create a system? I mean, what makes the difference between one coach's system and another coach's system? What are the details that are different?
Before the details, I think the basics are important. We got in Anadolu Efes all our basics from Aydıners. Aydıners as more disciplined coach. I have most disciplined coach I have never seen. But this discipline is not about to be hard, like military discipline. The discipline that the players has to know. On the court, they are playing some under rules. Everything and their relation with the coaches, their relation with each other, their relation with the club, on the court, off the court, it depends on some rules. They have to stay in these rules. But the other things, you can be like a father figure. You can approach them with the compassion. This basic is more important than the details. If you can catch this detail, and then whatever you add your system, it works. But before, if you cannot catch this relation and the situation with the players, whatever you do never works. So, but after we got this discipline, we got this style from the coach Örs, and still Ataman, Mahmudi, me, Sarıca, we are coming from his school. And after you graduated from this school, then you can add some technical things that how you comfortable on the court. And it was the path. And every year, in these circumstances, you are finding some better things, because also the basketball is changing. The coaches is putting a lot of new things. You have to find a solution for this. You have to add something to your system. So always you have to have open eyes, and you have to follow the other coaches. And when you make game preparation, I'm learning, for example, a lot of things from when I make a preparation against opponent. So it's kind of, I can tell you, this basketball coaching life is kind of science. And you have to be a student. You have to stay a student of this science.
So later you had time and opportunities to apply all the things that you learned, and this system that you formed and created. You went to many teams, and you coached Pinar Karşıyaka. You stayed there for 3 years. How was that time? You also qualified them to Euro Challenge, right? And
yes. And when I was signed with Karşıyaka, that time it was one of the lowest budget. And I remember this year we signed with 4 American players, and our total budget was 300. And okay, maybe for right now in Romania we can, but for Turkey it was very, very low budget. And because last year in Tofaş I signed 1 player 250. So, and our budget was 1 million, 1 million, more than 1 million. So it was very low budget, but I chose very good players from college, new graduated from Portsmouth tournament. and I watch all the Portsmouth tournament, and I couldn't be there, but I watched the Portsmouth tournament, and I picked good players. David Holston right now, who plays in France, Ryan Toulson, and who played in even Euroleague level, Andre Smith, and so all the picks was very good. And then we finished, I think this year 5th place, and it was unexpected. And then 3 years in a row, I always keep this with almost the same budget, kept the team competitive and with the same levels. And Karşıyaka fans, as you know, it's exceptional fans, and always they are helping their teams on the court. When they need to help, they are supporting. When they are playing good, also they are clubbing, but when they need, they are pushing. So this kind of fans, and they are dedicated themselves to the Karşıyaka teams. So it was one of my best years and happy years in coaching, because everything was about basketball, everything. And İzmir, Karşıyaka was a great city. I left from there with very good memories. And then after me, Ufuk Sarıca came, and the budget increased. And after 2 years later, they won the championship. So I made some basics, and then Ufuk took the team, the club further, and then they won the championship. I am always Karşıyaka is in my heart at very good place.
You were talking about not having a big budget, but selecting good players. How do you select your players? What are the main qualities that you look for in a player?
It's without depend on money. First, I'm trying to select a good sportsman, not basketball player. They are dedicated themselves to be a good sportsman. They work ethic. Every day they are doing practice well. On the court, off the court, they have professionalism. They have good relation with the coaches, with the teammates, and at the difficult situation, they can step up. They are not giving up. I am watching first all those things. It doesn't matter the position of the player. Just this kind of things is more important than for me. Then, of course, what type is for this season? If I have as domestic guy, if a not shooter position 4 player, you say, I am searching that time shooter position 4. And but the base, what I said. My definition is. How I said in the beginning. First, I am looking for this thing, then I am looking for the players' quality, technical things. But for me, the base is different things.
So after Pinar Karşıyaka, you went at Trabzonspor. There, I saw that you worked with Andrija Stipanovic.
Yes.
Right? How was your relationship with him?
Andrija Stipanovic, I had great relationship with him. I remember I was following him since 2-3 years, and I got the Trabzonspor the middle of the season. It was a situation almost like this. They were at the last place. Then after 3-4 weeks, I needed one big guy, but it was the guarantee pick for me, because I had to know one guy who is, I know, following him, and still he is playing, not coming from home, just because the game was going on, and I needed a guy who is ready to play. And then that time I asked to his agent, Stipanovic, who is playing for Ostend this year, and he was playing very good. He said, okay, I can speak with Ostend. And we paid Ostend some buyouts, and it was good money for these years. I don't remember the number. Then we paid good money for Stipanovic, and the first game he came, and of course it was, I think, 1 or 2 days before he arrived to Trabzonspor. In first 3 quarters, because it was not easy to play, there was atmosphere, everything, he was playing terrible. And then everybody, we got this, we paid this money for him, this guy, that guy. It was this 3, I can hear from.
Yes.
But anyhow, 4th quarter he started to play, and we won the game. And after that, he had great season in Trabzonspor. Stipanovic is super player, super character. You can trust him, and on the court he gives everything to win. and I am happy for him. And after these years, he had always good offers, and right now in Cluj he is also doing very well, and I am proud of him.
So I saw that after that game, in maybe 2 weeks, you weren't the coach anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But then the team went on to the final of Euro Challenge, right?
Yes. This is one of the unfair situation for me. I had two unfair situations in my career. I believe like this. One of these Trabzonspor, because I made very good team, and I knew we will win this final Euro Challenge Championship. We will have this cup. I knew the players' capacity and the team capacity. And the second one, this Tofaş, in my Tofaş year happened,
yes.
And also I made a good team, and there was 1 year before I made them around 14th spot, and I finished the 4th spot. It was even better than this situation. Okay, this situation is also exceptional, but I made more exceptional thing, and I was deserving to finish the season, and because I create the second year team. And the same thing, it was Trabzonspor. But when you start the coaching job, and if you leave from this medical school, if I get this risk, and so maybe I was not enough smart to because when you start to this coaching, also you are accepting this unfair situations.
Yes.
So maybe I had to start smart from beginning, or I had to be more smarter during the situations. But anyhow, this team Trabzonspor played final, and 0.5 seconds they lost in one shot. They lost to championship, last second shot against Nantel probably.
Yes, I think so.
And so, but even I was very happy, because before this final game, this Trabzonspor president called me, Hakan, you have to be here because you made this team, and you have to be on the court, you have to watch the game. I said thank you. But anyhow, at least I spent the money right, and I got the right guys, and they played final. I hope they could win. But this is normal for the basketball life. I cannot say something more than this.
Do you think that there is like always the head coach is the blame is on him, like the first one to suffer when things go wrong?
Of course, this is easiest way for everyone. Okay, and instead of to think, or instead of what to find the problem inside of you, or the inside of the organization, or inside of the things, easy way to blame the coach and cut the coach. In these sports, unfortunately, this is a habit, but this is a wrong habit. First of all, if you believe in one coach, this is the coach that I believe. So if I did everything best for him, I made every best organization, that everybody has to question himself first. But if you don't believe the coach, you shouldn't sign with him. But if you believe, because the coach is number one in this sport, he can make you successful or unsuccessful. So you have to prefer a coach. You have to make interviews. You have to make talks. You have to look everything, and you have to. If you make one decision about the coach, you have to stay behind until the last millisecond, not second, millisecond. So and that time, because sometimes with one move, the team's atmosphere can change. One player can change it. With one approach from the management can change the atmosphere of the team. You start to be on winning track again. This is not easy, not difficult thing. Okay, change the coach and start immediately to win. Or no, maybe first you have to try everything. When I was speaking with at GM, his name is Panonatov, and we were talking about Aydıners, how he became Aydıners. And he told me, do you know, Hakan, at almost in 10 years, almost 5-6 years, our boss tried to fire Mr. Örs. And we lost some tough games, something happened, this happened. And on that day, I said, okay, I am firing tomorrow. and the night he slept, and early in the morning I was in office. I convinced him, no need to do that, we will be better. And 6th time I saved, and he created FSP Sen culture. He won the Courage Cup, he won all championship in Turkey. So this story, should be like this. Somebody has to sacrifice himself. Instead of always sacrifice to coach, somebody has to sacrifice himself. He has to be passionate about the situation. He has to be ready to change the atmosphere. Somebody has to be behind of you. And some persons has to. And that time, if coach feels this support, and if the coach has enough experience and knowledge and character, and that time he can change everything for you. So the people has to stop the easy way to cut the coach, change everything. This is not the way. This is not the way.
It makes sense to me, because if you keep changing the coaches, you can't have continuity on the team. And if you don't have continuity, then you can't build something in time.
Yes.
Maybe many years.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And okay, this is find a position or situation like how Alex Ferguson made in Manchester United.
Yes.
Okay, it's rare, but we have to increase. We can increase the numbers. The managements can increase these numbers in every sport, and because to create a coach, to be a coach, it's not easy thing. They have to understand. You can be something in 1 day, 2 days. Just it's about the title, but coaching is not about the title, because even if you go in front of this players group, okay, I became a head coach, but in the first practice you have to prove them. You have to prove them, yes, you are coach or not. So this is not easy to be a head coach. It takes years. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of sacrifice, everything, and then people has to show respect to these years, respect to these efforts. They have to give the chance. But one thing I always believe: when you choose a coach, you are choosing of pilot of the flight, and you have to be very carefully in the beginning. But after you choose, you have to stay behind until the last millisecond. That's all. My philosophy is this about this thing.
What do you think is the most challenging thing in being a coach? The most difficult part of this job?
There is a lot of difficulty, but to be a professional life, to learn a professional life, to live as professionally, whatever happens in your life, in everything, one night before and at 9 a.m. to be there as like a ready 100% only about the basketball. If you can make yourself with this style, this is the most difficult thing. Whatever happens, you are ready. In the 1 day before, my father died, and I put him to grave, you say, and the night time I was in Euroleague game on the bench. So this is to accept this kind of life. It's not easy, but if you can produce yourself as professional like this is the first and most important and most difficult step for me.
Also, a big part of your career was Banvit. 2 years spent there with interesting teams, with veterans, but also young guys like Alperen Şengün and Hazer. How was that experience being there at Banvit? With great results and also playing internationally in Basketball Champions League.
In my career, I wanted to be in some clubs many years. Hey, I said, I want to be there. They have to hire me. Why they don't hire me? But that years there was big budgets, and when they had big budgets, they didn't hire me. But when their money finished, their budget finished, and that years they called me. And my Banvit story was like this. Their budget was decreased a lot, and they start the season very bad, and they were in 14th spot again, and they hired me, but I was waiting this offer since 6 years, 10 years maybe, but with the good budgets.
Yes.
But that year I took the job, and again we work hard, and there was in the team a lot of they are producing a lot of Turkish young guys, and even Alperen was there, Şemus Azer was there, Tolga Geçin was there, and a lot of players, and we finished 8th place. We finished the season with 3 foreigners, and then we played Anadolu Efes. We played very good games against Anadolu Efes in playoffs. Second year I started again, and with again very low budget. Then we were at the 6th, 7th spot in the Turkish league, and this COVID situation started. The season cancelled, and then I couldn't finish the season second year there. And then the year after, I start to Tofaş. But the Banvit club is excellent club, and there is no another example in basketball for me. And really great organization for to produce the young guys.
Yes.
They are bringing all the young guys from all Turkey. They were creating a good atmosphere for them, houses, restaurant, practices. Everything was only based on these young guys, but unfortunately they lost this sponsor, and they had a lot of debt about the station, and unfortunately they closed the club. Until that moment I was with them. I was trying to my best for every aspect to keep them open to continue, but unfortunately we couldn't be successful, and it's my maybe most disappointed situation, because I knew nobody can replace them, and still I believe nobody can replace this club, and unfortunately Turkish basketball lost a big club about this aspect.
For creating young players.
Exactly.
But what they were doing, so like what was that special about, or their strategy?
Because they had a lot of coaches. They are going all around Turkey. They are finding the talents, and then they are bringing to the Bandırma. They have some hotel for the young guys, around 40, 50 young guys. They have some houses in Bandırma. In Bandırma it's easier because Bandırma was very small, even not state town, and then to keep them, to feed them, to educate them, to send to school, go to basketball practice and come back, no traffic, everything was good, fit for this system. So, and they did this many years without any asking. And because if you start to this thing, if you start to try to create new young guys, new young players, and it takes at least 10 years to get some fruit of this effort. So, and they never gave up. Just they stay in this system in 20 years almost. And right now, you see, they got Alperen Şengün from Samsun. Samsun is Black Sea side, you know, Samsun. And they are Bandırma other side. They found Alperen and they brought there for 5 years. He stayed in the club, and then he became Alperen Şengün.
Yes.
So. It needs effort, it needs passion, it needs vision, and you have to spend for this. Maybe it won't return immediately, but for example, Alperen went to from Beşiktaş after Banvit closed. But if Alperen would leave from Banvit to NBA, at least they could take close to $1 million in that year. Maybe you cannot get some return very easily, but if you can create 2, 3, 4 players, and that time you can get this return in maybe in 10 years. But anyhow, you will get this return of this effort.
I see. Also, now, or maybe 1 month ago, it got into the news that you will be the assistant coach for the national team of Turkey.
Yes.
You will work again with Coach Ataman. What are your thoughts about this?
This is also the position was that I was dreaming to some years, because I want to be part of national team, because I have a lot of players I had to produce into them. Right now they are in the national team. So and I think this Romanian situation, this Bucharest situation was kind of my luck, you know. Because in the beginning, when I accepted the job, everybody had asked me, hey, are you sure going to Romanian league? And after Turkish league, is it true move for you? And I said, okay, I choose my way, and I made long term. I want to make something long term, and I know Romanian basketball, they will be good. They are ambitious. They are changing the gyms. They are changing the organizations. And there's many good players who played in Turkey already. They are playing in the league. So, and right now, I understand I made a good decision, because after this success with Dinamo Bucharest team, also, of course, Ataman is my friend since 20 years. We know each other. We played many times each other. Every year I beat him. Every year in the crucial games he beat me. But I beat him with the small clubs. And I think we have respect each other, first of all, before then friendship. We have respect our basketball system. And Ataman, this time when he took the job, immediately called me and he said, Hakan, I don't want another one, just you have to accept this job. I said, okay. I was always, I go wherever you go with you, because I have respect to you, and I will do my best for you. And right now we will start end of this May, and we have a World Cup elimination game. It's one game, because probably this Belarus game will cancelled because of Belarus situation of this Ukraine. And we have a one game in London against England. Then after that we have some break, and then we start to preparation European Championship on September. Great. And there is big hopes right now from this stuff. We will see. We will do our best, and we have good group. And after this tough season from here, and then I will start immediately to national team. Then I will come back again after the European Championship to here.
So no break for you?
No break for this season.
But this is basketball.
Yes, this is basketball.
You were talking about the Romanian league, and maybe some of your friends questioning your decision to come here, because it's not one of the greatest league of Europe. What do you think about our league, and from what you've seen, the teams, the level of competition?
I only believe everything is improving here. Maybe when I'm coming from outside, I can see better than you guys. It's improving. It will be much better. There is a lot of ambition. Every part is improving. I can see referees are improving, players are improving, young guys improving. The American players or foreigners' quality is improving. New gyms, and so I have big hope for Romanian basketball, and I am happy to be part of this period, because this period is improving period. Maybe for somebody it's slow, but for me it's enough to reach some targets. And I was hoping Cluj will be in this Final Four, and really already maybe they could win this FIBA Europe Cup. And so if the top teams, top organizations win something in Europe, and everything will be easier. In Turkey this happened like this. Efes won something, Fenerbahce won something, and that time they are locomotive of the basketball in the country. And if the locomotives doing their best job and they prove something, and everybody is following this locomotive on train. So, but I think anyhow they did good job. They showed their quality, and every year we have to put more on this, and I have bright hopes for Romanian basketball.
I think that the biggest discussion in Romanian basketball is about the homegrown players. You mentioned Cluj, which played with a rotation of 7 players in BCL, because it was tough to play with Romanian players. So how can we grow more Romanian players?
It's already, we are growing. I see in my team, I am seeing I am speaking about Dinamo Bucharest. We are doing this, and this is it makes me special about the club, because we are this kind of organization. We are doing this, and I can only tell you, okay, you can improve the basketball techniques, basketball tactics about the players. They can make better shots, but one of things I want to remind, these Romanian players has heart. Okay, even maybe they can make some easy shots, they can make some, they miss some free throws, layups. It doesn't matter for me. They are putting their heart to do games. They are fighting. They are not giving up. So this is a value. We have to use these values, and that's the reason. Okay, I will try to do my best to improve these other technical things. But this is always, if this is ready, you can do this easier, and you can use them. I am using right now this heart in front of everything. This is important for me.
What advice would you give to young Romanian players who has heart, who is maybe playing in Romania but has high aspirations?
For me, I know from Turkey, I have this experience. Many foreign coaches come, they tell they have to work more. I don't want to say this. This is, for me, it's nothing. We have to teach them how they will work more, how they will work hard. Just they need this information. How? Okay, it doesn't mean the hours on the gym. How they will work hard, and how they will, with the right practices, they will improve. This is our job, the coach's job, and we have to teach them how they will work first, on the right way, not instead of work more.
And like quality,
yes,
not quantity.
Quality, yes. This is our job, and if we teach them how they will work in this quality, they will improve more, and in the shorter time. This is my philosophy, and I did until this year, many years, for every young guy, and it worked. And I will keep doing my things, my best about this path.
Do you prefer Euroleague or NBA?
I prefer Euroleague.
Like
the old style coaches, we prefer old-minded, little bit older. Yes, because I know Euroleague, all players, all coaches, all systems, all cities, all atmospheres. I feel close, and right now I have no time to learn everything from NBA, because for younger guys can learn quicker. But I am fine with the Euroleague team.
So who will win Euroleague?
I support FS, of course. I support FS.
They have big chance.
Yes, I hope so.
And also Eurocup, also Turkish team.
Yes, and right now it's exceptional and unexpected success from Bursa, and I congratulate them. Also, Baschet.ro won FIBA Europe Cup.
Yes.
So one of the best year in Turkish basketball in the clubs level.
So one last question. You've had a career of more than 20 years. You've been to all kinds of teams. You've been to maybe 4th, 5th place in Turkey, 8th place. You saw different teams, different systems. What are your objectives, maybe your dreams for this career in the future, for your career?
I am 54 years old, but I am still have aim to be a Euroleague coach, and if I can have a chance before I am retired, I will appreciate about that. This is my dream. Okay, I want to win some European, some championship. Also, why not? It's not in Romania. Romanian championship also respectful, and finals are respectful. Also, produce the players are respectful. Just not only I'm not objecting one thing. Just in when I was doing these things, also if I can win one cup and one Euroleague team, if I can be there, I will be appreciated.
Nice. Good luck.
Thank you.
And also for this season, but also for the next seasons for you.
Thank you very much.